Welcome to Pittsburgh, La'Mical Perine. So, it's been announced by Sports Trust that the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed a running back, former Kansas City running back, La'Mical Perine. So, La'Mical Perine was just cut by the Kansas City Chiefs last week, and now he finds a new home in the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, this leaves the Steelers with now one open roster spot. They had two this morning, but now they just used one on La'Mical Perine, so they now have one, meaning that a signing could come very, very soon to fill that last roster spot as we're in OTAs right now and we have more bodies on the field in practice. So just going over La'Mical Perine, what he brings to this team, what he's done in his past, and things like that. So before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates, and also like the video. Now, let's get right back into it. So looking at Perine, like I said, he was cut by the Kansas City Chiefs late last week. He was selected by the New York Jets in the 4th round of the 2020 NFL Draft, and he just played 14 games for the Jets, carrying the ball 72 times for 263 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also chipped in 11 catches for 63 yards. Also, just looking at what he has done in terms of the special teams game, as a rookie, he did record some kick returns, so at least he'll be able to contribute on that end in practice, preseason, or whatever. More than likely, he will not be asked to do that in a regular season game if he does make the roster, but at least he has some experience in that category. And if he gets on Danny Smith's good side, maybe he has a chance to make this roster. But looking at Perine in terms of what he did when he was with the Chiefs now, he appeared in 3 games for them during the 2023 season, and he carried the ball 22 times for 77 yards and also got 3 passes for 33 yards. He also appeared in 3 playoff games for the Chiefs, but he did not record any statistics on the offense side of the ball. He did log 55 special team snaps, however, and in the regular season, he appeared on the special teams as well on the return game. So, Perine, he's now a Pittsburgh Steeler. But before I go over his outlook on what he could do for the team, or if he'll even make the team, let's look at his statistics in terms of the college game and just his weight and height and everything like that. So looking at his stats at the combine, he checked in at 5'11", 216 pounds out of Florida. And Perine, he ran a 4.62 40-yard dash time in the 2020 NFL Scouting Combine. He also posted a 35-inch vertical, 9'10" broad jump, and an impressive 22 reps on the bench press. He also carried the ball with the Gators 493 times, and he averaged 5 yards per carry with a total of 2,485 rushing yards, while also adding in 22 touchdowns. He caught 72 passes for 674 yards, which checks in for around 9.4 yards per catch. And also he added in 8 passing touchdowns as well. He returned 4 kicks as a freshman for 86 yards. So those are his totals in terms of his college stats. So looking at La'Mical Perine being added by the Pittsburgh Steelers now, looking at this, it's basically just an experienced running back and depth at the bottom of the Steelers depth chart. He joins the second veteran back to be signed this week at the running back spot. He joined Jonathan Ward, who the Steelers signed, I think, just 2 days ago, after attending a rookie minicamp earlier in the month in which he tried out for, and the Steelers really liked him, so they decided to sign him. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are just adding depth at the running back spot behind Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, Cordero Patterson. They'll still sit atop of the Steelers depth chart, of course, but now it's just adding these extra guys for maybe just say minicamp, OTAs, for training camp, preseason, and things of that nature. Obviously, we have to wait and see if the Steelers carry 3 or 4 running backs on the roster. if we're looking at past seasons with this team, it's usually they only carry 3 running backs and then some practice squad guys, of course, but it's usually 3 on the 53 main roster, meaning that it would be Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, and Cordell Patterson. But now with Arthur Smith as the head coach, as not as a head coach, as a head coach, former head coach of the Falcons, coming over as the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, we're going to have to wait and see if his philosophy is different, if they decide to carry more at certain positions, like maybe an extra tight end, maybe an extra running back, because he did use all 3 running backs that he had with the Falcons. So maybe now the Steelers carry 4 running backs on this team. Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see there. But obviously, from my perspective, just say the Steelers do carry 3 running backs. He and Ward more than likely won't make the roster. If they carry 4, they're going to be battling out for the final spots. In my eyes, I believe he'll be more of a practice squad type of running back, or maybe a player who doesn't even make the roster altogether, and just a guy to come in to be an extra camp body in terms of maybe Najee Harris, Jalen Warren need a break, Cordell Patterson being a veteran over 30 years old needing a break, and these guys come in to give them a break and just play some downs in the preseason in terms of taking the load so no injuries happen, or just coming in and being an extra camp body in training camp when the defense goes against the offense just to give some reps against each other, or just the OTAs as well, just learning the offense. Or if injuries happen down the road in terms of the regular season and the Steelers need to sign a running back who knows this playbook, they're going to sign one of these 2, Jonathan Ward or Perine, or elevate them to the main roster because they know what they did in training camp, in preseason, things like that. So if guys get injured, more than likely these would be the guys elevated to the main roster. So that's just my outlook on the signing by the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's really nothing special, but they add another camp body, another player to this practice squad down the road. And in terms of Perine specifically, he does come from a football background, a football family, and we know the Pittsburgh Steelers love that when they look at players. Mike Tomlin has specifically mentioned in press conferences that's what they look like, that's what they look for when they sign some players, like Nick Herbig, TJ Watt, JJ Watt, and some other guys on the team. But Perine comes from that football family because his cousins, he's a cousin with Samji Perine, who starred at the University of Oklahoma and currently plays for the Denver Broncos. He also is cousins with former Steelers linebacker Miles Jack. So obviously, football family background, the Steelers love it, and they get La'Mical Perine now added to the roster. And like I said, this move now creates 1 open roster spot for the Pittsburgh Steelers left remaining. With that being said, that's the end of this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about the signing. Do you like it? Should they have gone a different running back that's still on the open market in terms of using a roster spot on a running back? Or do you believe that this is the right move? Do you believe that La'Mical Perine will even have a chance to make this final roster? Or do you believe, like I believe, he's more of just a camp body, someone for training camp, preseasons, and things of that nature? Also, if it was between Ford and Perine for the last roster spots, the 4th running back spots, or even the practice squad spots, which one of those 2 would you more than likely want to get that final spot? Or would you have to wait until you actually see them in the preseason, in training camp, and things like that? But ahead of time, who do you want them to have as the final running back? And also, like I said, there's 1 more open roster spot remaining. Is there someone or a position that you want the Pittsburgh Steelers to address? Like me personally, I want them to address the safety position. I'm pretty sure Justin Simmons is still out there, so if they go and sign him, that would boost the room and boost this defense dramatically. So with that being said, that's the end of this video, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about everything I just listed in this video and the topics and the questions. Now, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. You see how this isn't a big signing, but I just want to give you the introduction to a new player joining this team. I've done so with every player that the Pittsburgh Steelers has added, whether that's through free agency or the draft. It's on the channel if you want to go ahead and check it out. it's there. I'll continue doing so, covering everything Pittsburgh Steelers throughout this offseason, regular season, everything. Even including some highlights, some film breakdown, and just news in general. But with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.